So when I said UIs, there were three UIs that ServiceNow that has provided, right? So I mean, I can just name them, like what are all the UIs that we are able to access the service.
Okay.
So it was the service portal, the native UI, and the mobile agent, right?
Correct. I'm just
Okay.
checking. Yes.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. This is just a refresh, okay, so that I mean we will start over with the other subsequent topics of this.
Sure. Fine.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
The
what we said
UI.
is that the native UI, that is this backend. Whoever is working as an agent or whoever working as an admin, so they will have access to native UI and portal as well, right? For an end user, they will have access to only portal, so that they would be able to submit their requests. They don't have any access to the backend, right?
Backend, right.
And the mobile UI is available both to the end users and the agent as well. To end users, something like this, and to be able to track the requests. That's ServiceNow mobile app. For the agent, it would be agent app, so that they could access all of their incident records, and they can work upon that, and they can update that through the mobile UI right from their mobile. Okay, so that's about the UI. Okay, and now coming to the native UI. Okay, that is in the backend.
Mhm.
Okay, so this would be only available to the admins, right? Admins and any other roles that we that has access to the information in this instance, right?
Right.
So what happens is, okay, before we jump into user management roles and all of those things, let me tell you what as to what all could be configured within this UI, and then we will cover the user management. Okay. So as and when we work, we will start pondering upon user management on and on, so that it gets very much familiar to us. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah. So this is the UI, native UI. In this native UI, we have three elements actually. One is the banner frame that you're able to see this service management, right?
Mhm.
And this is the application picker, and this is my name, right? So this is the
Right.
banner frame. So you can configure this banner frame, okay?
So this
And
is a
another one is
banner. So that is BINAR.
ban.
Oh, banner.
Let me just put banner frame. Let me.
Okay.
One is banner frame, or also called as the header frame, where you will be doing the branding. Branding. So now, for my personal instance, it is service management instance. For any other client, let's suppose for any other user, or for any other company, I mean, their instance wouldn't remain as service management. They would have named it, right. Like supposingly, if it's Vodafone, it would be as Vodafone. Now, for them to be able to identify that it is their instance. Okay.
Right.
Okay, this is banner frame. And coming to that, and coming to the other thing is the content. Let me show how you could. So basic configuration UI 16, when you click on this, um, let me just show what happens. So it is, for now, it is service management. Okay, let me just put up as test instance, so that.
Mhm.
And you can probably, if you want to add up any image, you could add the image and you could save it, so that it becomes identifiable. If it is as ServiceNow, I mean, if it has ServiceNow everywhere across all the client instance, it would be difficult for them to identify, right? So
Right.
let's suppose the client has three instances, like I said. It's developer instance, another one is testing, where testing happens, and the production instance, it's a live instance, right? So I mean, it is this specific property is rendering the end user to be quickly, make them realize, oh yeah, this is developer instance, and here I need to make the changes, and this is the test instance, because our configuration can also happen in test and production instance. So in order to avoid that, we will make the UI, we will make the instance very much distinct, saying like this is dev instance, this is test instance, and that is prod instance. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, now if you see in the URL also, it is dev. Okay. So when you have been given access, if it is a test instance, it would be replaced with test. And if it's a production instance, it wouldn't be replaced with any prefix. It will just take you to the client. It will just take you to the. You just have to enter into this URL. That is this. Here, 73325 is our personal PDI instance. Okay. Now, if I say Vodafone, it would be https vodafone.service-now.com. So it would directly take them to their production instance. Had it been their test instance, it would have been https test Vodafone service-now.com. And for the developer instance, it would have remained dev Vodafone servicenow-.com. Okay.
Right. Okay.
But please keep in mind, you can make the configuration on all of the three instances, but it is always advisable to make the changes and test in the developer instance and then migrate it to test, because the reason why we are not making any configuration changes on the production instance is because it's a live instance. Now, if I make any changes, it will start implicating now and then. And imagine if something goes wrong, so their instance would be down, right? So, and let's suppose I did, as an admin, I just went ahead and made the changes on Vodafone's live instance, and something went wrong. So, so users are not able to raise requests. Even the agents are not able to work on the incidents. It would be a high downtime and it would cost a fortune to the company, right?
Correct.
So that's why we always work on the developer instance, and that is one of the main features of ServiceNow. Actually, they provide instance in three different environments: one for development, one for testing, and one for always live instance. The production instance. That's a live instance. Yeah. Okay, and now coming to the basic configuration, I'll take about the application and modules later once I explain everything in here. So for now, just keep in mind that this is test instance and we updated as test instance. Why isn't it getting saved? Okay, it says properties have been updated. Probably I'll have to log in and log out.
Yeah, it's okay.
See, do you see this? It's updated, right? So if you just want to make it even more distinct, you could go ahead and add the same image of your choice. It would just take you to your desktop. Just add an image by clicking this plus icon and save. Whatever you do on the properties, once you apply the changes, it is always advisable that you go ahead and save them. Only then the changes get supplied. Okay. And after you save, right after that, if you are not able to see any changes, just go ahead and refresh the page. So this is working on the web browser, right? So for the changes to happen, it needs a refresh. If at all, if it is not applied right at then, just go ahead and refresh the page. The changes will get reflected. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, Pavni, from where that page will come, the system configuration, UI16, that page?
Okay, system. Okay, before answering, okay, that to you, that is coming from the, let me say, basic.
Right.
UI16. See, system properties is an application. Okay, and all these are modules. All these are modules. So I accessed system properties, and under that I accessed basic configuration UI16. It took me. So if you have to, now if I click basic configuration UI 16 right then and there, what will happen is it will take me on the very page, the current page that you're in. Okay.
Right.
The same thing that I access through, either you could do a right click and or try accessing it in a new tab, or just nothing, just click on control and then click on basic configuration. It will take you to the next tab. Okay.
Okay.
So what you can access this UI in this current native UI in the content frame only, or probably you could access them as the explicit in new tabs. Because see, there are chances that you will come back to the home page, you will check something, but you need this information in the instance, because you'll keep coming and going forth to just make the changes, right? So every now and then, if you are accessing here, and every time you will have to go back and you have to type in some other module if you want to access, then you'll come. Then again, if you want to access basic, UI 16, you'll have to come. Instead, rather try opening all of them in a separate tab, so that it is time consuming, right?
Correct. Yeah. In the same tab.
So rather have the details accessed in a different tab. Okay. So I'll let you know as to what this is. This is about the application navigator. So this is about the banner. Okay. And one more thing is, do you see this global? Do you see this search text, search icon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This search icon. Now let us access something like. I'll let you know how you could access tables and all of the other things. Just want to make you comfortable with the UI, so that if I say, okay, try searching it in global text, you should be able to identify that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is the global search text icon. Okay. So what this does is, um, no matter what you type in this, okay, it will do a search on that, and it'll render you records or any detail pertaining to that. Now, for example, I am copying this incident number. Okay, so when I
Mm-hmm.
type this here on the global search, if you see, okay, it's loading. The second,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
see, it
It
rendered
gives us the
me a record
details.
detail.
Right.
It rendered me a record. Now, if I supposingly, if I want to search something else, let's suppose say something about the rules. Let's see if we are able to search. ITIL is one of the rules. Okay,
Okay.
this is just an information. I'm just saying that you can add, you can search for any kind of detail that you need in the global search text. So
Right.
what it will
Okay.
do, it will run a search globally on this instance. No matter what, it will find the information from all the tables, all the records, and see if it has any detail matching to it. Now, if you do this, when you search on Google, you type in something as incident or something. Have you seen the indexing happening? It will render you back with multiple links on the page.
Not really.
When you do a Whenever you do a search on Google, like it is not only
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
pertaining to
Mm-hmm.
incidents.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Whenever probably you search for ServiceNow. Let's suppose you search for ServiceNow. What it does, it it will take the keyword from you. It'll go to the server. It will search for the keywords, right? And it will render you all the links pertaining to ServiceNow. It is not just one link that it will render you back. There will be multiple links and multiple pages as well, right?
Right. Correct. Yeah.
So what happens in the backend there? It when you enter the keyword, it will search. So all of these details are in stored as indexes. Okay. So it will search. It will probably try searching from A to, let's suppose A to Z are indexes. Now ITIL, it searched from A to Z. And if it found 26 matches, it will render back 26 matches from A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
If it found only one match, it will render only one match from A to Z. Okay, so the same thing is happening with this global search text as well. You can search any record here, you can search any roles here. You could search for any users here, right? You could search for also any KB articles.
Okay.
Now, okay, now if you want to see groups, let me tell you how you can access groups. So this is a group, and Analytics Settings Managers is the name of the group. Now I hit, I say, go ahead and find this group. See, it would render you back with that group. Where's the group?
Correct, yeah.
So no matter what, you will be able to see anything, any detail pertaining from this group. See, Analytics Settings Manager was the one that we searched for, but it is giving another index, that's Mobile Analytics Settings Manager. So it took this as the keyword and it found the match. So it found two matches and it rendered as two match. Okay. So this is global search text. Okay. And the way how this has a property as to who all could access this global search text. Okay. Now when you search in the left navigation, or we always call this as left navigation pane. Keep in mind this one.
Okay.
This small bar that you see here, or probably a section that you see here, we always call that as left navigation pane. I mean, if someone says go to left navigation and search this, so you should be able to identify, okay, where do I go? What's left navigation? So this is left navigation, and you search for global search text. So again, system property is an application, and this is a module. Just keep in mind, but I'll explain what is application and what is module again.
Okay.
So when you click global text search, what happens? See, it says that list of roles that would be able to search through this capability. So they have given, these are the roles: ITIL, text search, admin. Admin is, in my instance, it's me. Okay. In your instance, it would be the admin. But keep in mind, you can give admin role in your instance to me as well. Vice versa, I could give an admin role to you, provided I need to have your user record in my instance. Let me show you how we can assign roles and create record. Now, ITIL is always, this role is always like, this role is specifically required by the agents to be able to work upon instance, problem, change, and any other request. Okay. So this is always provided by the agent. Now let's suppose I'm working on incident and I need ITIL role in order for me to be able to log into the instance and see the necessary information and to be able to access these records. If I'm just the agent and I've not been provided with this roles, right, I will not be able to access, I will not be able to access any of the request records. That's incident, problem, change, request, catalog request, or any nothing at all. Neither would I be able to search for groups. Okay.
Right. So this is basically for those people who are into production and all, right?
Yes,
Or
who work
maybe for
on the tickets.
testing and for developers as well.
Yes, who work on the tickets mainly. ITIL is like who work on the tickets mainly. This is a fulfiller role. Like, what happens is I raise a request, you raise a request, and I am a fulfiller. I am an agent working on this request. Okay. Now, as an end user, you will say, I want to check for few plans that Vodafone renders, and you have submitted a request. Now, what happens? As an agent, I will pick up that request and work, right? So, in order for me to be able to see that request itself, I need this role.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? If I don't have the specific role, though I've tagged as an agent in the company, but not in the instance, I'm not being given this role in the instance, I will not be able to access these records. So the information is always restricted. What info the user could see is always restricted by the role. If the user has that role, he would be able to see that information. If they do not have, they will not be able to see that information, because every other person in the organization is not ITIL, is not an agent, right? There could be managers working on the instance, there could be approvers working on the instance. So, I mean, the roles will start becoming distinct, right? For their, what information they need, they really want to be able to see. Based on that, the roles will be provided, right?
Right, yeah. So on this page, we can only check the list of roles which has been granted to the what to the people.
No, this is different. I mean, like, it's not this list of roles granted to these people, but that's user management. But I'm just making you familiar, like, who all would be able to see this search
Oh,
icon
see.
itself,
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
right? So I will take you through the session, because I wanted to, before, if I give you this information and directly take you to the user management, you'll really get
And
confused. That's
that
why I wanted to.
that's good actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Uh,
understand.
so what's this is see this is not these four are not the only roles that's available in the system. We have plenty roles available in the system, but what it says, I mean, like, who will be able to even see the search icon in the header ban sorry the banner icon or header frame. That is the person who has the ITL role, or the person who has this role, that's text search admin, or the admin. If I want tomorrow, I can say even the approver will be having this role. Keep in mind, approver is another role. Okay, so
Okay.
there might come a situation, or there might come a requirement where they will say, your client might say, you know what, please add, or they will say, please enable the global search text for these roles. So in that case, what would you do?
Global search text
They
for the
will say,
following roles.
following rule, they will say approver, then they would say change manager, and then they would say, okay, these two roles for now. What would you do then?
We'll enter
We
it
will
over here.
come, yes, we will come and we will enter it over here. So, when I click on save, so even the approver, whoever is provided with the approval role, will be able to see this search icon in the header frame. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, and with the names and coming to the other properties, see, list of tables that will not appear as options when setting up the global search text. So these are sys audit, sys event, these are all auditing tables to which even the ITIL also may not have the access. Okay,
Correct.
so
Yeah.
these are
I guess
all
that this
system
is only
tables.
rare for mainly for developers and for testers.
Exactly, yes. So you can even configure like how many matches per table that it has to render. For now it is 10. You can go ahead and you know
Change it.
decrease or increase the change it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Global
like
text search
from where
background.
we'll get the list of or list of the tables, because it's going to be a bit difficult, no, to remember all the tables, or is it compulsory to
Yes,
remember
yes.
the name?
So it is no, not required, but it is advisable to remember few tables that we
Main
use
tables.
every
Yeah.
day,
Correct.
like incident, problem, change. I'll show everything. See, whatever, all your app tables, all your app, they are stored in this left navigation pane only. I'll take you through that in depth. Okay. So,
Okay. Okay.
what happens is, now when you search as tables, right? What you'll get under system definition, you will have tables. Okay.
Right.
So these tables. So out of the box, you have 4,481 tables.
Correct.
So now you wanted to see, where will I get the list of tables? Do I have to remember? What you do, just type the name of the table. Okay. So this is the label. So how will you open the table from the back end? You will either, so this is name. What I say is, uh, before coming to label and value, what will happen? So now this is incident, right? But if you see, the name is in small letter. in small case. So what will happen for an end user to be able to, this is like, uh, uh, representation of the table. So when I hit it, it will take me through the incident table. So the name of the table is incident, right?
Right, yeah.
But in the back end, I will always be able to access this table only through its backend value. That is the name. Okay. So this is mainly required by when we do the scripting. Okay.
Okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
take you through the scripting. How, I mean, as to why we need to have a label and a name, backend name. Because this is for any people to be able to read the information. But this is for the, to be able to access this table. So everyone would be provided like I have been provided with in my company I've been provided with a name. I mean, sorry, my name, and also I've been provided with an ID, right?
Right.
So how will the organization identify if there are two parties in an organization? How will they identify? What remains explicit?
Maybe they'll add something, maybe
Employee ID.
number. Yeah, yeah, correct.
Employee
Employee.
ID, right? So okay, so this is supposingly even now in the similar way, the incident. Let's suppose the incident had a table named as ABC ABC, but how I want to access the first table. Okay, let's say incident and incident fact table. Okay, you just for time being just take away this fact table. Just think that there are two
That
tables present,
incident.
incident and incident. Okay. And for this value, the name was incident, and for this it was incident fact table. Okay. Now I wanted to access the incident table, the second table. Okay. The name remained incident, but their backend value, because this will have some other information and this will have some other information, right?
Yeah, right.
So I should be able to access them through the backend value because this remain distinct. This is different. This is unique.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
no other table will have incident fact table as their name in the backend. Only one this table will have.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So that is about the label and name and how you access the table. I'll see. This is something you will be you'll always access at least 10 to 50 times, 50 to 100 times also in a day-to-day activity. You will always come to your application navigator and then search for incident, problem, change. That's where you search, right?
Right. Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's about this. I'll don't worry. I will explain this now. I'm just coming to this topic now. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
So that's about the global search
Global search
text.
bar.
Another
Yeah.
thing, yeah. Do you see if do you see this small drop down next to my
Drop
name?
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you see, this will take me to my profile. Okay, that's this my that. I mean, like this is my user record. Okay. The moment I hit my profile, what happened is it took to my user record. Okay, right? And in the browser also, see you are able to see the table that it is the sys user table. Understood?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So this gives information about my user record. Second thing is what happens. Impersonate user is now. I am an admin. Okay. So I have built an application. Okay, I have built some application. Let's suppose I am admin, and I want to see the incidents from an ITIL perspective. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, like I want to see, I want to be able to access. Let's suppose what's happening is, I'll take. So this is ITI. Okay. Now let me just impersonation. That's a huge. That's the most important feature, because I would have developed something as a developer. I developed something and I tested it is working fine as expected for me, because I'll be having access to end in the system, right? But I should make sure that as an agent, if all the required information required by an agent is, is presented, or do they really have access, right? So I would be able to do that if I impersonate only with an ITIL user, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's suppose like I have built something for Vanshika. Okay, so I admit, as an admin, I tested everything is working fine, but I want to be able to see how Vanshika is able to see this records or see that application in the system. Is she able to work on that? Does she have all the access? Is she able to complete the request? So that's mainly for testing, right?
Correct.
So it's like getting the view, like, if okay, what happens? See. Applications, groups that this has roles. So incident management is a group, okay? Incident manager, who has this group members? But let's say this incident manager is the person who will be handling the incident records, okay? Now,
Okay.
I just want to see how he is able to access the information. Let me just.
Great.
So what I will do, I will go, I'll click on impersonate in user. I will just type the user ID, okay, incident
Okay.
manager. So
Right.
what
Yeah.
happens is, if you see, if when I am impersonating as that end user, the view
Right.
itself has changed, right? See,
Mm-hmm.
the view itself has been changed, and he's no, I mean, he has only few
Access to
modules, if
these.
you would see. He
Correct.
doesn't
Yeah.
have, yeah. See,
Not all
even
modules.
basic 16
They
UI
cannot
configuration is
access.
also not. Yeah. So impersonation, like you want to be able to see like how this application works for the desired user. I mean, like, when they say like as an there are chances that they will say like, the ITL doesn't have access to application like incident itself. Okay. So as an admin, you don't know. As an admin, you will be having all access. So how will you verify if they really do not have access or not? By impersonating the user, right? Just because they say we cannot go ahead and provide roles, because what if by mistakenly you end up granting roles to everybody, right?
Correct.
So it's always like you can get the version of the instance of this user by just impersonating them. It's just like, I'm just pretending to be an incident manager, and I did that by impersonating the role, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll go ahead and impersonate user. That is one of the uh, main features of ServiceNow. It's like why we need even impersonation is to just understand the functionality, like what happens, what information is
What
this
they can
incident,
see.
yeah,
Yeah. On
incident
service
manager
now.
is.
Correct.
It's like understanding the functionality, like how different this instance will itself work for different
Right.
users having different
Mm-hmm.
different roles. So that's
Mm-hmm.
about impersonation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, and now next is content frame. So this gets started, you see, right? This is content frame. Okay,
Okay.
this section is content frame. Now,
Okay.
no matter what I type in left navigation pane, so when I click on open, and I didn't do a right click and new tab, or neither did I press control and did a new tab. I just opened in the same home page. Okay. So what happens is this is a content page. Content page is nothing but it is just providing us the information with whatever search value we gave in the left navigation pane, right? It provided us information. Basically, it is providing us information in the form of records from the
Correct.
incident table, right? So so this is content frame. It's just that where the information is available, nothing much. Okay. Now, if I say knowledge article, so for incident, it gave me a table and the record. Don't worry, I'll take you through table and record again.
Sure.
What I'm saying, I just wanted to let you know like how different. I mean, what are the different information that this could give? Okay. So if I come to knowledge articles, I'll see unpublished. When I say unpublished articles, let me just see. It is giving another different information. So this is about knowledge
Right.
articles. Informations can always vary, okay, but information can be in the form of records. It could be in the form of links. It could be in the form of any text, right?
Correct.
So where the information is displayed, that's about the content frame, okay.
Okay.
And next is there is one important uh, feature that I have to explain. Do you see the settings icon? Uh, Now let me just, as a developer, what happens is, see, I'm not able to see which application scope I'm working upon. Okay. Earlier it was global. Always remember, global is an application scope, like it's universal through entire instance. What happens? Application scope means I will say HR and global. There are these two are different application scopes. Okay. What happens is global means when I build any application in the global scope, what will happen is it would be accessible to all the end users uh, having the different roles. Like for ITIL, it will by default they will have access. Okay, when I build an application in global scope, but there are situations where you will have to build few applications not in the global scope but in a different scope, like suppose HR. Okay, so HR related information, of course, right? It's very confidential. Do we need the end user? Do we need the end
No.
user to, I mean, like the ITIL agent to be able to access the HR info related to Vanshika?
No.
No. So what happens? We will create that in a different scope, and we will have different roles running on it altogether. So what will
Correct.
happen when I create it in a different scope? I mean, like even the ITL agent will not be able to view those records. Even me as a system admin, if I build something as in a different scope, I will not be able to access that information. Who will only be able to access that information? Anybody, any HR roles given to those users, only they will be able to access that information. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So that is, I mean, like I mean, once we build things, you'll probably understand more about the applications, scoped applications. Okay, global application will be accessible by all. It's like it's the universal change in the instance. Scoped applications are those like on which there is additional restrictions provided. Additional security has been put up, like that any users, not all the users will be able to access that information. Only the HR agents will be able to access, and all of those things. Am I making sense?
Yes, that is a global application, and the other one was
HR, any other application for that matter. There is customer service management application also. Okay. So there we will have different roles altogether running. We will have different set of permissions, and users having those different set of permissions will be able to access that specific details about the customer service management applications, like just how this incident management managed it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what happened? This guy, as an incident manager, he logged into the instance. He's able to see anything related to incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I say HR agent, let's suppose I have given the HR role to that user. What will happen? I will impersonate that user with HR role, so they will be able to see HR related informations, right?
Information. Correct. Yeah.
So that is different scopes. So I will take you into depth when we build things about scopes, cross scopes, and all of those things. But for
So I
now,
just wanted to know the name, actually, the global application scope, then the customer service application scope, and the other one was which can only be accessible by limited people.
yes, I'll show what are all the scopes that we have in the instance.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So what happens is, I mean, like if you see this, okay. See, one thing I would just want to here itself. If you see, as an incident manager, right, I'm able to access this settings icon, okay, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able to see a tab called developer here. That is restriction. The restriction
Mm-hmm.
happening because of the roles. So you could
Correct.
always try relating. I mean, you need not only wonder about, going to the role and see it, but you can see how, it is happening lively. See, because of the restriction, it didn't give the user to be able to view the developer
Developer
information.
tab. Yeah.
But now, if I end the
And
impersonation and just come back as an admin, what will happen?
then
If you
we'll
see,
get that tab.
I'm able to
Yeah.
see the yes, I'll get the tag. This is all about restrictions, right? Because not everyone should be able to see every other thing in the system. What's
Exactly.
required, they should only be able to see that. So,
Right.
application picker header. When I say application picker header, this when I enable this, see, this is the application. Through here, you would be able to see all the applications present in the system. Okay. One more thing, show update set picker in header. Okay. Now, in tomorrow's class, going forward, we will whenever we've started building things, right, we will capture that in update set. Okay. So
Okay.
application and then we will migrate it to your instance, like update set migration. So what will happen if I capture all the changes and I migrate it to your instance? All the changes will get captured and everything will be there. You need not specifically build that in your instance again, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I'll don't worry. I think you're getting confused, but I'll take you through that. Don't worry. And see, now you wanted to see what are all the applications are present in the system, right? So what you could do, always go to the system settings, come to the developer tab, enable this application picker, and there you will be able to see the applications present in the system. For now, you
Correct.
have these many applications, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Global to AES to everything. You will even have HR that I specifically mentioned. You have HR, you have CSM, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
so many applications in bed. I mean, like, why a different application is because we need different restrictions. We need different users with different roles to be able to access that specific information. We don't
Correct.
want
Yeah.
somebody from global application to be accessing some information in HR application. So that's why it's a different application, and they are scoped, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
these are all the applications that's present in the system. And going forward, even if you want to, probably create a new application or create a new, uh, uh, sorry, any other application in then any other different application scope, what you would do is you will go to
Mm-hmm.
plugins. Okay, there's something called as plugins. This is highly required by developer, not by the admins. Even admins wouldn't be having access to this plugins. Okay. Now they will say go ahead and implement what we don't have in the system. Let's identify that. CSM. They will say go ahead and implement in the system. Go ahead and activate the CSM, customer service management plugin. Okay, because as of now you are not able to see any plugin related to CSM. You are just able to see only one thing, that is workspace. That's
Great.
different. You will go ahead and activate the things there and say customer. When you just type in it's customer service. So I think it's already installed. So what will happen? I will just come here and I just need to install this application for me to be able to see that okay, we have that application in the system. Okay, so that's about the applications.
Okay, what if that
Any doubt with
application is not
applications?
available?
One
Then
second.
we won't be able to activate, right?
Exactly. Yes, will not be able to
Okay.
activate. So every application is coming with a plugin. If I say incident, will not have incident. But if you see change management is another plugin.
Right.
Okay. Even problem will be another plugin that's already installed. If you see change management, let me show.
So do we
Change
need to up
management is part.
right, sorry, yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, tell me.
So do we need to update as well? It shows over here install and update all too. So if it's
No,
already installed, do we get an option to update?
yes, we will get an option to update. See, the best practice change risk calculator. This plugin is installed, so that is why it is saying as installed. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Had it not been installed, it would say install and update. This is
Install and
about the
update.
update. So, I mean, see, change management cab workbench. This is installed, and I mean, like, how this is installed. This has been installed. We didn't install anything specifically here. How this is installed as part of the global application itself. You know, this has been
Correct.
installed out of the box. Out of the box. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we never went ahead and we installed within the PDI as out of the box functionality. All these plugins were installed, and which is why we are able to see incident change problem in the global scope. Had it not
Right.
been installed, we wouldn't have been able to see it. Okay.
See, correct, yeah.
First, see, one thing is don't worry about different applications. Okay. If you know the functionality and if you know the technical things in global scope, no matter what, how much ever restrictions you have in other scopes, you'll be able to end up achieving it. So first you should know how the group works, how the records roles work, how you'll be able to access tables, how you could create tables. So if you know the functionality in one scope, you can play around in all the other scopes. Okay.
Correct, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that is about this the content frame and the systems here. And tomorrow we will go about the application navigator and we will start creating tables. We will start we'll cover the user management. And from there on, we will work on the actual requirements. Yes?
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I hope you understood this right.
Yeah, pretty well.
Try one more thing I would just want to let you know. Try practicing like whenever you have time or whenever, not hours together. I would say if you have 30 minutes, if you are able to concentrate for 30 minutes, practice. The more and more you practice, the more and more familiar you would become on the instance. Okay.
Correct, yeah. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do. I'll start from today onwards, yeah.
No, you always don't set the target for hours together. Just 30 minutes, 20 minutes, so that you'll be able to concentrate more. You'll be able to do things
Exactly.
in few minutes than what you're able to do in hours. So whenever you
Hours,
want to
correct.
do, just go ahead and try things, explore, try exploring what's there in the PDI itself. See what and all this does, or for that matter, see what even this does. The small icon on the left side, what even this does. Try exploring everything, so you'll get familiar. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll do that.
So Vanshika, so tomorrow, I mean, I just wanted to check with you guys as to what is your preferred timing. See, I'm available from 8:30 to 11. Okay. So what is your preferred timing? I mean, what is the
Yeah,
time that
8:30
you
is
would
fine.
prefer?
I mean, we both are fine with 8:30, Mithun and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, then tomorrow we will check with Nitin as well. But tomorrow we will connect same at 8:30. For anything, we will just take a heads up from him. And if he even agrees to 8:30, we will from Monday, Wednesday onwards, it will be 8:30, I think. Okay.
Okay, sure. No problem.
Yeah. So tomorrow is 8:30. Let's note it down. Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Do we
Okay.
have
Okay.
to join via same link?
I think probably we need to check that with Sumini. She might share the link. You can check with Sumini. Yeah.
Okay, fine, no problem. I'll check with her.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks a lot,
Vanshika.
ma'am. Thank you. Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.